The endurance race, what was once an extreme challenge for the few, has turned into the sport of choice for the many. Every year, more and more athletes test the limits of speed and endurance on courses designed to make your average city marathon look like a fun run. We've handpicked a few of the best, from the super hard to the inhuman, and you might even say inhumane. So warm up your hammies and let's run some of the wildest races in the world.
Yeah!
We start way down south on the majestic savanna of South Africa, home to one of the most famous foot races on the continent, the Big Five. Located between the city of Johannesburg and the wilds of Kruger National Park, the Big Five is 26.2 miles through the rolling hills of the Entebbe Game Reserve, a pristine stretch of wild Africa where the Big Five, the biggest, most famous animals of Africa, live. The lion, the leopard, the elephant, the rhino, and the buffalo. The Big Five Marathon offers runners a chance to run the way we used to, through the wild, as if we're hunters on the trail of a tired gazelle. Except you won't be alone or entirely safe. Be sure to read the waiver. There are no fences here. Which means you can experience the elation of running alongside elephants and the terror of running past a pride of lions. The course runs directly through a lion sanctuary, but surveying helicopters and armed rangers on the ground protect runners from any potential trouble. Even so, the threat of becoming dinner is good motivation to run. Just ask the gazelle. Predators aren't the only challenge along the Big Five. Though the race is run in the winter, the sun can be ruthless on the open savanna trails, and these hills will certainly slow down times. Runners face brutal elevation change, headed up, only to come all the way back down. Even so, the chance to catch a glimpse of an antelope or one of the many native birds, all while tackling a dirt trail in the savanna, makes the Big Five one of the coolest marathons on the planet. From the plains of South Africa, we head east to the ancient land of China. Here, we'll get well acquainted with one of the most famous structures in the history of mankind, the Great Wall. Held once a year and comprised of a truly international field of runners, the Great Wall Marathon is 26.2 miles alongside and on top of the Haya Pass. It's a foot race amongst history, as runners climb and descend more than 5,000 stone steps, some of which are thousands of years old. The top of the wall is as bumpy and uneven as the mountain trail. Sections were built as early as the 7th century BC to protect the empire against invasion. Though parts of the wall have since been rebuilt, a majority of the structure was made during the Ming Dynasty, about 600 years ago. But what makes for a great wall makes for one painful run. With nearly 5,000 steps to traverse, the Great Wall Marathon is notoriously difficult, and the descents are knee-buckling. But you'll get a sense of just how massive this structure is and the thousands of hands it took to make it. Most runners resort to using both their hands and feet at some point during the race. Still, if you don't mind the steps and you can handle running on unforgiving, uneven stone, there are worse ways to tackle 26.2 miles.
Yeah!
The end of the race takes you through a town in Yi County, where fans line the course and cheer on the runners to the finish. If you ever wanted to experience China firsthand, here's your chance. Just don't blame us if you never look at stairs in the same way again. What do you say we cool things off and head north? All the way up to the Polar Circle. Welcome to Ganker-Schlueshoak, Greenland, home of the Polar Circle Marathon. The coolest marathon on Earth, literally. Up here at around 66 degrees northern latitude, the average temperature in the fall is a brisk 14 degrees Fahrenheit. Perfect weather for 26.2 miles, right? The race is run on icy tundra, where contestants also face rocky valleys, frozen glaciers, and an expansive Arctic desert. Part of the race is actually run on the frozen waters of the polar cap, 3 kilometers of thick ice. To keep warm, runners stay decked out in the latest thermal technology and waterproof shoes. It's not often that runners face the threat of a sprained ankle and frostbite. But if you can survive the freezing temperatures and the never-ending ice, though remote, Greenland is home to some extremely cool wildlife. Runners may spot musk oxen, herds of reindeer, even free-roaming polar bears. This is a remote region of Greenland that remains virtually untouched by man. The closest town is home to fewer than 500 people. It's a different way of life up here, where snowmobiles outnumber cars, and you can be the only one around for miles and miles. The best part? When you cross the finish line, you won't have any trouble finding ice for your legs.